Now some other people in the industry would call this a very unique asymmetrical design, and this asymmetrical design is what they'll call elliptical, because it's only asymmetrical on one plane, from the through the X plane down into that Y plane. It's only asymmetrical on that plane. A lot of other cores are asymmetrical on multiple planes. So this is a very unique. And we saw the success of this right away with the original cell. So the original cell, and from the progression to the original cell, we went to the pearl cell. Now the pearl cell, once again, we saw from the original solid, very, very strong in the oil, very smooth off the transition, very continuous. The cell pearl gave us a little bit more through the front and a little sharper off the spot. In the last one of the original design, we brought the rogue cell to you, a hybrid, but we brought out a new cover stock. We went to the Cytoplasmic XL. We did it in a hybrid first because we felt we had a nice, we wanted to keep the cell in the line at a solid. We had a pearl, we wanted to give you something in between that gave you kind of the best of both worlds with a solid and also a pearl. More solid than pearl, so we still give us a little bit more traction. Now, the successes of the cell in 2008, in that spring, we were fortunate enough to sign Mr. Wes Malott. Wes Malott joined us in the summer of 2008, right before we started in the season. And you guys know what he did throughout the season. 2008-2009 Player of the Year. Quite an amazing accomplishment. We have him King of Bowling, shooting 2 300s on TV with a cell pearl. He used to sell pearl quite a bit on the tour last year along with a few others. But it's just a nice thing, or a nice compliment to this company that we sign a player like this, and he goes out and he's Player of the Year the first year. And his comment to me was that, you know, at first he was a little leery because he didn't have a big product line to choose from. But after about the 4th or 5th week, he said, man, just in the cell line alone and the options I have in drilling this ball, it creates some little different looks. This ball's so predictable for me, I had a lot of success with it. And then, come to the end of the year, well, look what happens. It becomes Player of the Year, has a great finish to the season, King of Bowling, shooting 2 300s on TV. And this is just a testament to his hard work and dedication, and also having some good equipment out there to benefit from. It's kind of the capping off of such a great season. He had such a great season. It was a tough battle there at the end. Barnes made a good run at him there at the end. Duke, all of them. It's a testament to how tough it is being out there. Jeff being out there, he knows that week in and week out, there's a lot of talent out there, and it's a tough go. So what he did this year was pretty amazing. We had a great success on all 3 of those balls we introduced: the cell pearl, and the rogue cell. But we all know that as you release a product line and as it starts to mature, it matures to a point and then it starts to decline. So we constantly ask the salesmen, the pro staffers, for feedback on what do you feel the next step or the next thing we needed out of the cell line or out of the Roto line itself. And the biggest comment that everybody said is don't change too much the way that ball reads the lane, because it's so predictable, so readable, but yet what we'd like to see is a little bit more motion down lane. Because the tendency of the cell series was it would read the lane and be very continuous motion all the way through the lane. But sometimes people wanted that little bit more change of direction down the lane. But they still wanted predictability.